the ribs is you want to pull the membrane. You want to pull the membrane in order to get the most flavor and smoke it to your meat. You do that by picking up and peeling a little piece of the back skin that's back here. You see all that right there? It's not of use. So you're going to get up underneath it. Some people do it with a paper towel. Some people do it with a fork, a knife. I do it by hand. You get it. Once you get a grip on it, you just start peeling that back. Just like that. And that membrane will come right on off. All it is fat. It's like a barrier to flavor. If you want the most power for your flavor punch, you want to get that membrane out of there. And once you peel it all off, you can see there, and then boom, then you want to wrench your rib. Boom, boom, boom. Get all that fat away. Boom. Peel off anything that you're not gonna eat. And bam. There we are. Now we're in the pan right here. Okay. Also do that with the baby back. You see the skin right there. What you wanna do is you wanna get up under there right there. Like I said, for some people, it's easier with a knife, paper towel. Me, I found it easy for myself. There's no sure right way, but you just, whatever you want to do, you want to get it off of there. And I usually just start by peeling a little bit. You lay it down, and you just peel it off. And it just comes right on off, see? And that's what's peeling the membrane. And that's how you peel a membrane to get the membrane off. How you're gonna get your best flavor ribs. Boom, boom. After that, you just wanna rinse it a little bit. And put it in your pan. Bam. Clean this up real quick. So right here, we're gonna do a beef rib, and we got a baby back rib here. Here's my marinade that I use right here. It's just a blend of a bunch of different things that I like to use. It's a secret, but you know, if y'all want to try it out, I'm more than willing to send y'all some, or you can come try these ribs. So when you get these ribs here, you want to put a nice little coat of marinade on them. You know, go pretty sparingly. They don't need to soak in there. The marinade's got a pretty nice little strong flavor. You just want to coat it. You don't want to soak too much in it. Boom. Got a little bit of garlic in there, so it's kind of clogging. That's okay. Sometimes with these spout stick, I'm just gonna pour a little bit on there. Just a little bit. So on beef ribs and pork ribs are different. Sometimes you want to use a little apple cider vinegar. I don't use apple cider vinegar on beef ribs because it tends to make the beef taste a little vinegary and it absorbs the vinegar. So that's why I'm separating them in separate pans, is because you don't want your beef ribs to taste like vinegar. But vinegar it kind of breaks down the membranes in the pork and makes it a lot more tender as you're cooking it. Okay. So here, I'm gonna add a little bit of mustard. So and for myself, I do a wet and a dry rub. Some people do only a wet rub. Some people only do a dry rub. Me personally, I do both. So I'll put like about a tablespoon of mustard there. Tablespoon of mustard. And this is more or less a binder, a little flavor, but it helps bind some of the seasoning on right there. That's all you need. And also, I like to use minced garlic. These ribs, I mean, when they're cooked, I mean, they're packed with so much flavor. It's amazing. It's amazing. And when you get that, you just kind of want to rub it in nice and smooth. Coat it. And roll it around. Both sides you want to get, because remember you pulled that membrane, and so as you're smoking these ribs, you want all that flavor to penetrate throughout your whole rib. Get that on there. And if you could smell this right now, it just smells amazing. It smells amazing. want to massage it in there, all over, everywhere. Front and back. You want to take all of that. You don't want to miss too much. You want to get it all. And once you got it nice and coated like this, it's got a nice little, you know, you can see you didn't miss any spots. It's got a nice little color. It's coated real well. And here you just want to let it sit a little bit before you put your wet rub on. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse me, put your dry rub on. This is your wet rub. And that's that. Over here we got some Big Daddy's dry rub mix for ribs, chicken. It's good on anything. Here, give you a look. And what it is a blend of herbs and spices that I put together. Some of my main ingredients is we use some black pepper, garlic, and a bunch of other seasonings that I cannot reveal to y'all right now. So to get a flavor. So here, what we're gonna do our dry rub right now, and you want to use this Big Daddy Yum Yum's dry rub mix, and you want to use it very sparingly. Don't be shy. You want flavor. You want flavor. So you want to just sprinkle that generously all over the meat, all over, all over, all over. I'm talking about here. You want to make sure it's coated. When you see you got a nice coating, you want to rub it into the meat. You want to kind of pat it in. You know? So rub it in a little bit because you want it to get in there. But more or less, you want to take it and pat it on there. And you want to see that seasoning on there. You want to see that flavor. So you want to make sure you don't wipe it all off too bad. You want to pat it in there. Nice. Then you want to flip them over. And you definitely want to get some on that back side. So we're going to cook this whole rib and it's going to smoke. We're going to get that flavor. Boy, if we have smell-o-vision right now, you smell like you want to eat it right now. But it smells good. Flip it back over again. And you can see that it's coated nice and well. That sometimes, you know, see a couple little spots you might have missed when you flipped it over and got it wet. That's okay. Season. Never be too shy to see. So we're gonna do the same thing over here. With this rib. Gonna pack it in there. Pack the seasoning really well. Flip it over again. Add a little more if you need to. Not gonna really eat the bottom side, but you want to season the whole side because when it's slow smoking, that steam and smoke from your smoker is gonna really flavor this rib, and you don't want to miss an ounce of flavor. That's it. Pat the seasoning on there really nice. Me, I like to go a little more. I kick it up a notch, a little bam bam. And there's my dry rub. So we let the marinade sit for about a half an hour. You can let it go overnight if you like to. Like I said, it's a matter of preference. It's gonna be good either way. Overnight, half an hour. After that, you wanna put in your dry rub mix. Like I said, you mix it in, pat it all in really nice. We're gonna let this sit for about another half hour or so. And we're gonna go get our fire started and get these on the grill and get them smoking. All right, here. I like to use mesquite charcoal. I use that Lazarus lump coal and Kingsford all natural charcoal. I can use the competition briquettes. You can also use the regular briquettes. Competition seem to burn hotter, a little longer, so I particularly like those. And I also like to smoke with a little cherry wood. So what you do is you want to get yourself a chimney starter. I've already got the coals in there. You want to stuff the bottom with paper. Let this wad up a nice wad. You want to get in there. And you want to light the paper. Once the paper's lit, you want to let your fire go for about 10-15 minutes until you start seeing flames and the smoke gets a little slower. You light it in a couple different places. Don't hurt anything. In this case, air is your friend. More air flow in there, the hotter your fire, it'll light up and burn. Once that fire gets going, you let it go and you let it burn until you start seeing flames, and then we'll dump our coals. You heard me? So in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and let this fire go. We're gonna go check on our meat, get it ready to go. And once this is ready, we'll dump the coals and we'll get the meat on the grill. And you'll see how to offset and slow smoke on a slow smoker grill and make some big daddy yum yum ribs. It's been about 15 minutes. After that, you wanna go ahead and dump your fire. Sometimes this handle may be really, really hot, so you want to make sure you have a UV glove or some sort of hot holding pad. I'm going to take that. I just want to dump the coals. Make sure when you set this down, you set it down on a concrete or very dry surface that's not grass, because the container will be still hot till it cools off. I got some dirt over here set down. At this time, now you can add more coals if you like. I do. Fire is the bottom. There's only so much can fit in your chimney starter. I'm gonna add a couple more chunks of coals in here. I really like this Lazarus mesquite charcoal. It burns really good, burns really clean. That should be enough to get us started. Now you can go ahead and move the grates back over. Some of you ask why I'm not using the smoker box. I do use the smoker box sometimes. Sometimes I choose not to because I want to speed up the cooking process. Still going to be a slow smoke. It's almost kind of like using a Weber, but I'm using it up top instead of slow smoking on the side. So that's why I have my fire on this side. I'm going to put those grates in. Go ahead and close the lid now while I go and get the meat for preparation. You want to close the lid, let it smoke and smolder. Let your temperature rise up so that your cooking chamber is up to a nice cooking temperature. You heard me? Word up. Yeah, and before we get our meat on, we like to get a good smoke. You like a nice little smoky flavor. I like to use some cherry wood that I chopped down. So here right now, I'm working with a piece of cherry wood. Sliding it here. Right here on the side here. We'll let that begin. Right now we're gonna grab the meat and we're gonna get the meat put on the grill. When you put our meat on, you want to put it furthest away from the heat. Put this on there like that. And we don't let any marinade go to waste. So if you have any extra, put that over there. Now we're going to go ahead and close the grill. About 3 or 4 hours. All right, y'all. You heard me? Peace out. We're going to see y'all in a little bit. Out. What's up, everybody? How you doing? We're here with Big Daddy Yum Yum again. So we wrapped after the ribs were done. We took and we wrapped the ribs for about 45 minutes to an hour. This is what's called a Texas cheat. You do that to help kind of tenderize the ribs. I'll let you take a look at them. And you wrap them up in foil for about 30, 45 minutes. As you can see, look at that, still got a nice bark. Meat pulling away from the bone. Nice steam. And my motto, those of y'all that know me, is you pick up a rib, if it ain't twerking, it ain't working. Oh, look at that. It's so tender. Look at that. It's falling, it's breaking apart. It's so tender, it's breaking apart. Y'all see that? Normally, it shouldn't do that. You want to keep a little true to the bone, but it's nice and tender, as you can really see. When you look at the beef rib we have here, it's also we did a Texas cheat on that. If it ain't twerking, it ain't working. Look at It's got a nice little flimsy bounce to it. It's dancing. Meat's pulling about a quarter inch away from the bone all the way through. And these ribs are ready to come out and be cut. They gonna be good. You heard me? They good. What's up, y'all? This Big Daddy Yum Yum. So we just pulled the ribs off the grill. We said we did a Texas cheat for about 45 minutes. You can see it's nice and tender and juicy. I think sometimes it's almost too juicy. You want to be careful how long you wrap them. These are some baby back ribs, and you can see that they're really falling apart. You can see though, it's got a nice smoke ring. They're nice and juicy still. So I'm gonna take and cut a few of them up. I find it easier sometimes you flip it upside down and cut them because you can find the bone a little easier to cut through. And then you see these, they're cutting through so nice. They're almost too tender that they're falling apart. We'll get through here in a minute. As you can see here, we'll flip them back over. And yes, they are very, as you can see, very moist, very juicy. You squeeze them, look at that. You can still see the juices coming out. Boom. I'm gonna just take back and try. No sauce, just straight smoke and seasoning. Oh my goodness. This is heaven in your mouth. This is what Big Daddy Yum Yum is all about. You heard me? It's so good. And meat just pulls away from the bone. Juicy, tender, flavorful. You're gonna love it. You want any ideas and barbecue smoking tips? Check out my channel, Big Daddy Yum Yum. Soon to be coming to you. Thank you. Hey y'all, what's up? This is Big Daddy Yum Yum again. So we just smoked up a beef rib as well. And we're gonna show you here, we did a Texas cheat on that as well. And we pulled it out and look at that. Look at that, nice crust, nice bark. Boom, it's tender, look at that. Like I said, if it ain't twerking, it ain't working. A little hot there, sorry about that, y'all. Boom, boom, but it's good. It's nice and tender. And as you can see, the meat is about a quarter inch away from the bone, a little bit more. It's got a nice bark, nice juiciness. We're gonna cut into this and we're gonna see how it's looking. Right here, sometimes this is people's favorite part, is that little burnt in part. It's a little crispy, but we're gonna cut and see what we got here. We're gonna cut into that bone, and you can see it's just tender. It's so tender. We're gonna take a little cross view look at that. And find that bone there, and you see we turn on its side, and you can see that nice smoke ring. It still maintains its juiciness. Nice barks, nice crust. Nice piece of beef rib right there. That's good. I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting these up. One thing you want to make sure you have a sharp knife, always. Get around that bone piece. I'm gonna cut them down. Cut them up real nice. Make sure they're done. And boy, look at that. Look at that piece. Nice, juicy, firm, nice little smoke ring here. And you can see, nice little crispy bark. So we're gonna take one of these here. And we'll grab a piece right here. Look at that. That just looks so good, so delicious. Let me see here. Meat just pulls, oh my God, the flavor. Meat just pulls away from that bone. Just like you like it. A nice piece of beef rib. It's just delicious, just deliciousness. Nice smoke. Big Daddy Yum Yum season is remarkable. It does wonders for meats in the seasoning, marinade. You gotta check it out. This is rib, this is what you call rib heaven. This is rib heaven, you heard me? This is so good. You gotta try them sometimes. Thank you, and y'all have a wonderful day. I got some eating to do, cause it's good, it's doggone good. You heard? Oh. Let me turn